The other day I was having dinner with a friend and she opened up to me about this dilemma she was having. Basically, she has an idea, a vision in her head that she wants to make reality, but she feels like she doesn't have enough skills yet to create it. She knows logically that she needs to practice more to get better, but she's struggling to force herself to do it. So she said, "Tammy, how do I get past that? How do you push yourself to make things you want to make?" And I said, let me think about that. Welcome to a new studio vlog.
Blue sky come bearing up before us. We hang on the hem of your gown. Blue sky come, promise not to leave.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tammy. I'm an artist and small business owner. And we have all been in the same situation that my friend is now. We have a project or a goal that we want to achieve. We know the steps we need to take, but for some reason, we don't do it. When we procrastinate on our passions, whether that be working on our art or creating a new business, it's usually because there's a negative emotion associated with it. One of those feelings I want to talk about is unworthiness. When you feel like you're not good enough, so you don't try at all. If you've ever felt like you're not good enough at art, this video is for you. I don't claim to be a guru or an expert. I just know my personal story very, very well, so I'm gonna share it with you, and hopefully it can give you the push that you need, because I truly, truly believe that anyone can be a successful artist or creative, and here is why. Throughout my life, I've always been creative. I always had that thing inside me that wanted to be an artist, but I never thought I was good enough. So for the first 18 years of my life, I tried to be someone else. I ignored my passion for art and only reserved it for doodling in my notes during class. And instead, I dabbled in almost every other field of work that I thought that I could be good at. From journalism to law to anthropology, I even watched Grey's Anatomy because I was trying to convince myself that I wanted to become a doctor. I don't regret any of these side quests that I took because in the end, it made me a more well-rounded person. But during all of those years that I was ignoring my passion for art, I could have been getting better at it. During these formative years, what I lacked severely was confidence. When we think of someone who is confident, we don't typically think of ourselves. We think of someone else, someone popular, someone unattainable, someone who is extremely good at what they do. But I think it's important that we take a look at what confidence actually means. Confidence, it is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. Firm trust. In order for you to become the artist that you want to be, you need confidence. You need to trust in yourself that you can accomplish your goals, and you need to have faith that it will all work out in the end. Now that I'm a fully self-employed artist and I run my own business, I realized that confidence is the key to everything. The moment I started having more confidence in myself, life changed completely for me and new opportunities just came to me. However, becoming confident is much easier said than done. So here are some things that you can implement in your life to become a more confident, creative person. The first thing you need to do is stop seeking external validation. This one might feel counterintuitive because when we make art, the first thing we want to do is to share it with our friends and our family, right? Well, the thing is, if their opinion is what makes or breaks you, your will and passion and motivation for creating art is very, very fragile. Because what happens if you don't get praise from your friends or family? What happens when they stop supporting you? What happens when they dissuade you? You need to find your purpose, your thing, the intrinsic motivation for why you want to create art. For me, my motivation is to help people. I've always been an anxious and uncomfy person, so the motivation for my art is to help comfort others. So it doesn't matter if any of my friends or family supports me. It doesn't matter if my relatives think my job is worthy. I am helping people, and that's all that matters to me. I used to be very, very insecure about my art, and I've actually never felt more like an imposter than when I was in art school. During my third year of art school, I was in a class called Intermediate Painting, and I was a graphic design student surrounded by tons of amazingly, extremely talented fine art students. These are people that have been drawing every single day for the past 20 years of their life. Meanwhile, I only decided that I wanted to be an artist like 2 years ago, and I kept comparing my art to their art. and that only made me more and more insecure. The art that I made in this class was the worst art that I've ever made in my life, and it wasn't because of my skill level. It wasn't because of my lack of experience. It was because I kept comparing myself to them. I demoralized myself so badly to the point that I didn't even try to make good art. Stop comparing your level of skill, your number of followers, the amount of support you have, your upbringing. All of these comparisons will just hold you down, and I know this from experience. So if you really want to grow, not just as an artist, but as a person, forget about impressing others. If you don't have the skills to achieve your vision just yet, make something that you can be proud of today. Make something that makes you happy. When I'm in my creative mode, I'm almost like a horse that's racing. I only look ahead and I don't look at anything else. Like, I actually rarely look to other artists for inspiration. I just think about myself. I'm in my little world and I'm just creating. Another way to build confidence in your craft is to not take yourself too seriously. And what I mean by this is, as a budding artist or creative, art should not be this painstaking process filled with turmoil and stress. You are not gonna make a masterpiece. Just get that through your skull and process that. Nothing you make will be perfect. And once you make peace with that, that is when real creation starts. I get a lot of comments from people asking me how I think of my ideas for my characters and for my art. And the idea part is actually easy for me because I just draw inspiration from what I enjoy in my life at this moment. I think people get really caught up in the idea that they have to make something super amazing, super unique, and super original, and that cripples them and it stops them from creating. Because you think to yourself, oh, it's been done before, so I can't do it. But that is just not how art making works. Stop focusing so much on being original. Instead, focus more on being authentic. What can you make that is true to you and your interests? For example, for my recent launch, I did a summer fruits theme, and I'm not gonna deny it's not original at all. It's like doing a flower theme for spring. But this summer, nothing makes me more happy than blueberries and strawberries and farmers markets. These are all things that just genuinely bring me joy, and I wanted to make this collection that alludes to the idea that it's the little things in life that can bring you the most joy. I put my heart into this collection and I made it my own. That is what makes it authentic. I'm not trying to be different, I'm just trying to be myself. And the person that I want to be is a person who creates. A person who makes art and puts it out into the world. Speaking of all this, there's another thing you can do to improve your confidence in your small business, and that is by switching to a .store domain. Real quickly, I'd like to thank .store for sponsoring this video. If you want to run any type of online business, the name of your website is crucial because it's the first impression that customers get of your store. Many of you know that this year I switched from my .com domain to a .store domain. My shop is now called uncomfy.store and I love it so much. It was an easy decision for me to make. In fact, Mr. Beast, Rihanna, and even Michelle Obama herself use a .store domain to run their online businesses. And that is because .store helps you sell more. A detailed study showed that .store gets you 87% more traffic, 12% lower CPA, and 2 times more visibility on Google. On top of that, .store domains give you access to up to $2,500 in savings on essential e-commerce tools, such as ShipStation for streamlined shipping, Vistaprint for marketing materials, MailChimp, and more. These are all tools that I've already been using for my small business, so now that I get discounts on them, it's like having a .store domain pays for itself. So for a limited time, you can snag your .store domain for just 99 cents for the first year. That's right, less than $1. Just use code UNCOMFY at checkout and you're all set. And thank you .store for sponsoring this video. I was actually very scared to post this video because I'm still working on my confidence. But the reason I'm able to even talk to you in the first place is because I've done this before. Standing in front of the camera in my room, shaking in my bones, sweating through my shirt. I've been in this situation now over 100 times. I've been posting on YouTube for 3 years now. So I know this feeling is something that I can get past and I can get through it. And all that's to say, you will gain confidence through experience. The more you do something, the better you get, and that's just how the world works. You simply cannot let yourself be discouraged if something doesn't work out the first time. So if you're starting a small business and you're not getting any sales within the first week or first month or first year, you can't give up. Or if you want to start a YouTube channel and your first video gets like 10 views, you have to keep going. Because look at your favorite YouTuber. How many videos have they uploaded? 300? 500? For almost anything you want in life, you have to be disciplined and consistent. And if it's too hard for you to do that because you feel like you're being judged, just don't tell anyone about it. Start a separate art account, start a separate YouTube channel, and don't share it with any of your friends. Don't follow anyone you know. If you're in this very fragile state where any amount of judgment can just tear you down, do what you have to do to keep creating. If that means starting a whole separate account and not following anyone you know, then do that. I'm honestly a huge advocate for moving in silence. Even to this day, most people around me know that I have a YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell them everything that I'm doing. My dreams are mine and my journey is my own. I don't care what any of my high school classmates or my relatives think about me. So if you have a passion for something, whether it be video making, writing, drawing, painting, you may feel like your art isn't good enough, that you don't have enough skills, but you have to push yourself to keep going. You will gain the skills and the knowledge and the confidence through experience. If you feel like it's too late, I'll leave you with this quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. The last thing I wanted to talk about was that sometimes you need to be uncomfy in order to grow. It's very easy to stay inside your comfort zone, and it's much easier to make up excuses of why you can't do something instead of trying to do it. On my channel, I really try to emphasize balance, taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, getting enough exercise, but I'm also gonna try to push you guys because you need to challenge yourself. And I said this earlier, every time I stand in front of a camera to film a YouTube video, I'm extremely uncomfortable, but I wanted to prove the point that even when you feel like you're not good enough and you're sweating through your shirt, you have to ignore that sinking feeling in your gut. Find that deeper meaning within yourself to give you that big push. For me, I find joy in helping others, so that's how I can get myself in front of this camera week after week. And this goes for every other aspect in your life as well. As an artist, everything in your life informs your work. You need to take care of yourself even when it's hard. You need to exercise. Take that yoga class, go on a hard, long hike. The confidence that you get in your body, the trust that you build within yourself through trying new things will bleed into everything you do, from your business to your art. Recently, I got to be part of an Amazon commercial, and none of that would have happened if I didn't step out of my comfort zone. Well, first of all, when I got the email from the production team asking me to be part of their project, I trashed it because I thought it was a scam, but thankfully the universe gave me a second chance because they ended up reaching out to my manager, and that's how we got the whole thing set up. Within a week, they were in my apartment filming this commercial for Amazon, and it was one of the most amazing things that I got to be a part of. As a small business owner, I got the chance to advocate for other small businesses. It was an incredibly uncomfortable experience, very anxiety inducing, because I had to memorize these lines on the spot, portray them with like an extremely smiling face, and it just felt very unnatural to me. But all that's to say, I'm so much more confident in myself and in my ability to work with a production team. It was a 13-hour shoot, incredibly exhausting and challenging, but I did it. You are capable of anything if you just let yourself try. My small business landed me in an Amazon commercial, and here's what I learned. Keep posting your work, keep sharing your journey, because you have no idea where it will end up or who it will end up with. I'd be a hypocrite if I told you that I have everything together. There are still so many things that I want to do but have yet to do. Things like sketchbooking every day, learning how to cook, learning how to speak Vietnamese. But the things that I have truly prioritized in my life, I feel like I've managed to do pretty well. From being super insecure about my art, to posting about my art, to now running a successful small business, I've gained the confidence to say this: I am an artist, and no one can take that away from me. I hope this video helped. Like I said earlier, this one was really hard for me to write and script. I had to sort of sift through all of my own insecurities and process all of that as well. So yeah, just know that you're not alone. Know that there's a whole community of people down in the comments who are on the same journey as you, and I'm also on the same journey as you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.
Rusty red on her shoulder, I was cleaning her shoe when it clicked on the trot over in the bright morning dew. We brushed and we braided dandelions.